as I have already said, today we are going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna. We have just started recording, so hello if you are watching this on YouTube, and thank you so much for watching this on YouTube if you are watching this on YouTube. But we are now live on Twitch, and yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna. She has recently been getting a lot of attention, let's say, recently for all the wrong reasons. But I just kind of want to explore who Gabbie Hanna is a little bit more. Try to sort of maybe understand a little bit more, kind of where she's coming from, possibly. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna. If you don't know who she is, do not worry, because we will get into that. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to continue, and I will try my best, but we're going to have a chat about Gabbie Hanna, and at the end I just want to honestly hear what you guys and gals really think about kind of the stuff that's been going on. I'm not going to be adding anything offensive, and I'm not, like, intending to be defamatory in any way. I don't want to insult anybody. That's not what I'm here to do. It is literally just to document what is going on and make you guys and gals aware of the story of the story a little bit. So that's all it is. I'm not putting any of my opinions in this, let's say, as other people may do so. I will say as well that I've never been a fan of her content. I've never really watched her, but she has gained a massive audience. She's got largely popular, and I don't think I'm particularly the target demographic there, but yeah, she got really popular, and it is evident she's very talented. But for anybody that doesn't know, anyway, viewing. For anybody that doesn't know, Gabbie Hanna is an internet personality, if you like, that basically got her start back in 2013 on that app Vine that I was telling you about. Now, I wasn't sure if anybody had heard of this, because I personally missed it at the time. Did you miss Vine at the time? Do you remember what Vine was? Aaron?
No.
So Aaron don't know what it is, at least. So I didn't know, though, until this kind of stuff, to be honest. But for anybody that doesn't know, and you missed it for the short time that it was popular, like I did, it was apparently super popular at the time as well. But yeah, it was an app that ran for only a total of 3 years and was owned for Twitter for the most part. Basically got bought by Twitter quite early on, and the thing of it was 7-second looping videos. It might sound familiar to other very popular platforms that we've got these days, but I mean, at the time, 2013, it was kind of revolutionary, and nobody had done it. Kind of genius in its own way, but it was said to have had 200 million monthly users at its peak, but it apparently didn't work long term for Twitter, but it sort of did for some people. Vine's eventual collapse in 2016 was basically because it wasn't profitable anymore, but it did create a large pool of influencers that had massive followings and kind of know where to go. So naturally, these people migrated to this relatively new platform called YouTube. And you might be surprised to hear that people like Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul came from Vine. There's another guy called Drew Gooden that came from Vine, who's really popular, but yeah, basically these people came over to YouTube. They had massive audiences already, and it wasn't it wasn't sort of out of the ordinary for a Viner's first YouTube video to hit 1 million views in a week. So as you can imagine, the algorithm, as they like to say, just totally ate it up, and it pushed these people to the front. And this is why people like Jake Paul and stuff got so incredibly famous, because they were just getting pushed everywhere by the algorithm. But yeah, so some Viners would hit 1 million views in the first video, and Gabbie Hanna was one of those YouTubers or Viners. She migrated to YouTube in around 2014 and made her current channel that she's on now called The Gabbie Show, which sits at a respectable 5.7 million subs as of writing this, branding herself as a comedian and mainly uploading like funny skits, prank videos, storytime videos, and Q&As as well. So yeah, back in days, as us old folks say. But yeah, it was a really good way to grow an audience fast, regular uploads, and it was well-made content combined with a pretty bubbly personality. She pretty much caught on fire, like was one of those. And then yeah, the YouTube sort of brand basically started, and she's blew up like massively, kind of overnight. So that's kind of the rise of Gabbie Hanna, but recently she has been getting sort of told off a little bit and called out, if you like, by the commentary community that I was telling you about on the last episode with Shane Dawson. So the commentary community are basically just a community of creators that make videos critical of other YouTube creators normally. And these are the kind of people that have been kind of like calling her out and looking into her past a little bit. And I'm going to tell you a few of the things that has happened, what she's been getting called out for. But one of the first ever things to happen to her, and one of the first major controversies, is something rather innocent. You probably might laugh at it, but she was caught stealing jokes. I mean, on Twitter, only on Twitter, right? And don't cancel me for saying that. But yeah, she did actually steal a joke or two. She actually owned up to it. She did a big video. I was going to show you a bit of a response video, but I did not have that prepared. I'm really sorry, but the response video is still up, and she largely handles it very, very well. She said, look, the first one that she got called out for, she said, look, that wasn't actually me cheating or anything. That was sort of a genuine mistake that I made, and I just it was one of those things, and people thought, okay, fair enough, that kind of happens. And yeah, I mean, yeah, she handled it well is the main point of that. She got called out, she addressed it, handled it really well. And then the next thing that kind of happened, one of the earlier ones, so this is all in like 2014, 2015, and then this happened at the same time, and it kind of left people very, very tore on like which side of the fence they landed on. So I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. I haven't scripted this bit. I haven't finished scripting this bit yet. But basically what happened in a nutshell, I don't need the script for this bit, luckily. Basically what happened in a nutshell is a guy called Ricegum, if you ever heard of him, another very, very famous YouTuber that has probably gone over everybody else's head like it did mine. I have absolutely no idea who this guy is, but he got popular for doing diss tracks on other YouTubers. It's not a whole rabbit hole. Love to do an episode on him sometime. But anyway, Gabbie Hanna ended up getting into, I think, a musical altercation with this Ricegum character, which ended up overflowing to the point where Gabbie Hanna confronted Ricegum on camera, and it was actually at like a party, like a YouTuber influencer party, and the general consensus was it was fairly inappropriate. She went up to him, she's like, oh, have a rap battle with me now then, or do freestyle on camera, and she called this Ricegum guy out on camera and stuff, but then Ricegum flipped out and smashed her phone up. So, Aaron's just lying there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I'm listening. It's kind of well interesting.
Yeah, no, as I say, interject at any time. If you've got any questions or anything, Aaron, feel free. And you guys as well.
Aaron just lying there. Well, yeah, I'm listening. Sorry. Do you know when you sat down like this, it hurts your back?
No, it does.
I'm sure you understand.
I've got lumbar support.
Yeah,
Aaron actually doesn't have lumbar
don't have
support.
Anything.
As in for his back,
no. So I've been laying down just listening.
But no, it is an open conversation. Like I say, I am quite happy with this topic to be able to free flow with it. This part, like I say, is I'm just telling you about this because I have literally heard about it so many times because I'm into that commentary community that I keep going on about. Let Aaron relax, it's all he wants.
Oh no, it's because every time I come to Kez's I end up whacked like half an hour of being sat here, so and for the past week I've kind of not smoked a lot, and then it just gets in your system a bit better.
Speaking of that, here you go though.
See what I mean? Now I'm going to be asleep.
You're cool, Aaron. I just thought it was cute. It was, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It was, definitely. I agree with that.
My girlfriend says that all the time.
Yeah, it
I get ID'd and I'm 27, but then I pull my hat off. They say I'm going bald, so they don't ID me anymore.
That's funny.
I know.
That's funny. Right, sorry. Right, so Altercation with Ricegum. I will literally be spouting off forever if not. Right, anyway, so, she had an altercation with Ricegum. This Ricegum dude ended up smashing a phone up, so that was like really, really out of the ordinary. He'd never done anything like that before to anybody else or shown signs of aggression. And then the kind of came out, it was a big thing. Obviously, Gabbie Hanna told people about it. Long story short, Ricegum paid for it. He kind of refuted the claims and said, look, I didn't touch you. I grabbed your phone and smashed it up because you were constantly in my face when I'd asked you really politely multiple times to stop it, and I wasn't in the mood for it. It was like 9 o'clock at night. And the internet was torn, so I'll leave you to decide how you feel about that situation, but that is basically what happened. That is one of the major first controversies that she went through. But this is where it starts getting a little bit more interesting, because now we're going to talk about the time she allegedly lied about another creator and said that she had herpes. Yeah, herpes. So I'm going to keep other names out of it just to keep it simple. It's all public information, mind you, so if you do want to know, you can quite easily find this. But just to keep it simple, Gabbie basically said that a mutual friend had told her that this other creator has herpes, and she basically knew the guy that was going out with this creator and told the guy. So, I mean, I don't know. The whole thing that made it blow up in the first place was the creator that was had the claims thrown at them basically came out and made a video like saying that I don't even know this lass, I don't know who she's on about or what she's on about. You could. I don't know what like she's on about sort of thing. It's she's kind of like losing it kind of thing. That's basically what she said. And then she doubled down on the fact that it's kind of messed up to interject into somebody else's like sex life and make comments on their sexual health. And that was a point that the internet did get behind. So again, this is where public perception of Gabbie Hanna started to change a little bit. Up until this point, she'd not really been seen as irrational. This was like 2015. So yeah, moving on a little bit. Another thing that she did around about the same time was, and this is what she is now well known for, going on a pure Twitter rampages. And she went over a rampage over some guy liking a tweet that was critical of her. I mean, can you imagine going crazy at someone because they liked a tweet that was slightly critical of something that you did? And she like made a full-on video. She like tagged the guy. This is a lass that had millions of followers.
So she didn't need attention.
No, it's like this other guy was a aspiring musician, basically. I think he had like a small following. But what she did is she made a Twitter video and tagged him and did a really small little tag in the bottom. So he got the video, and anybody that kind of like seen it would have seen it and known who she was talking about. Yeah. So loads of people went to this guy's page and started giving him shit because Gabbie Hanna had like a load of dedicated fans still at this point that like really loved her, you know what I mean? So she knew what she was doing. She did it really small in corner. So like the general viewer just watching the video would have thought, oh, it's just like going on a rampage. Not many people have seen it. She didn't put it on a YouTube channel, which you've got all of the people there. But yeah, it caused enough backlash for this guy to like get a bit of hate. But like the crazy part of this story is he reached out, because he then reached out to her and said, look, like this is why I basically liked the tweet. I didn't agree with this thing that you did. I'm sorry that you didn't like it, but that's how it is. And she basically mistook that for an apology. Like I actually read it, and again, I'm sorry I don't have the media for you, but I actually read the message that he sent, and I don't think he actually says sorry. He just kind of alludes to apologising for being offensive, but he definitely says that I agree with what the comment was, and this is why sort of thing. And then she was like, right, well, make a video and publicly apologise. Yeah. And this guy's like, no, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then this guy's published this conversation, which has then thrown Gabbie Hanna's claims in, and everybody like, whoa, what the hell? You're obviously just now going off at this guy that's trying to be reasonable. He liked a tweet. So that was another thing that she basically did. So one of the other things that Gabbie Hanna has done outside of YouTube is a poetry book. Now, I would suggest that if anybody would like to go and check that poetry book out for yourself. But anyway, I'm really condensing these stories down. Like, there is literal videos on each of these situations, like 20-minute videos on each of these situations. I'm just condensing all these down so it's quick and easy to listen to. But another thing that she did basically was, she sent her poetry book that she'd made and obviously was very proud of, and I can relate to that. She sent it to somebody who on YouTube reviews poetry as her channel. That's what she does, you get me? So she sent the book to her, and obviously wanted her to review it. This lady reviewed it, was honest, and it wasn't a favourable review. So very much like the last incident, she did the same thing, but with this one it was public. Yeah. She did it on a main channel. She called her out fully. She's like, you don't know shit sort of thing, you know, like proper went in on her. She literally said, like, she kind of tried to make out like she were toxic, that she just were using her name to get views. She would just been defamatory, just really just been mean for the sake of being mean. And this other creator really wasn't. Like, she's a lovely lass. I don't want to confuse everybody with loads of names, so I'm just keeping names out of it. But she's a lovely creator. She just reviews poetry books, and that's what she does as a hobby. And yeah, she then obviously went on to be like, what the hell, this like massive creator's intimidating her and calling her out. And she basically reached out to Gabbie and said, look, I'm like really sorry. It was just an honest review. That's what you wanted me to do, right? You know? And I've actually watched that video, and it isn't that bad. She doesn't go in and say, oh, she's like proper crap, Gabbie Hanna's terrible. She just is honest with it and says, like, basically like, this could do with more work, whatever. And it wasn't even that bad, but she went totally in on this lass and really, really tried to ruin her. Again, another thing that just really, really terribly ruined her reputation. And as this has all been going down, obviously people have been sort of starting to realise these things. That this was more recently, I think this was in like 2019 where this poetry thing happened. So again, the commentary community is very, very big at this point. Creators in that community have got millions and millions of subscribers that tune in every week, anytime they upload. Sometimes these people upload daily for the latest drama and the latest tea. It's a big old community, and they get hold of stories like this and they go into it big time. So yeah, public perception started changing. She started losing subscribers, started losing people on her Patreon and stuff. And that is where I wanted to bring you to one thing that I do have media of. I'm going to have to borrow this chap's video. I did actually reach out to this chap on Twitter, so if you do see this by some stretch of random luck, because like not many people watch these videos, but yeah, I did try to reach out to you on Twitter and ask you if I could use this a little bit. But I'm just going to quickly show you basically a little conversation that she had, and I'm going to give you the background to the conversation. So what basically happened is Gabbie Hanna has a private Discord server that only patrons can get in, and that's like her Discord server. So obviously you're a patron, you get part of the Discord. What had happened is a lot of people had started leaving a Patreon because they didn't feel like they was getting the money's worth effectively. There was all kinds of little perks and stuff. Some people were paying like $100 a month to her to get like one-on-one tuition and all this kind of other stuff that they alleged didn't happen. So what happened is a few of them all bunched together and made their own Discord server, started obviously talking a bit of smack about Gabbie Hanna. I think a couple of them then published like a 3,000 page Google Doc totally documenting their whole experience of their time at Gabbie Hanna's Patreon, and it wasn't nice. So at this same point, they basically had a mole in the system, let's say, and somebody were leaking information back to Gabbie. And this is obviously at this point when she's been going on rampages a fair bit. And what I'm going to show you now is basically at the point where, where Gabbie Hanna gets an invitation to this other Discord server that's being critical of her, and this is the conversation that goes down. And this is literally how it starts. First message starts with this. So let me pause that. And this guy is called Sid Dwyer. You should definitely go check out his YouTube channel. He has done so many in-depth videos on like the things I have just glossed over today. I'll leave a link probably in the description of the YouTube video of this full video and his channel. This guy is awesome, seriously. But anyway, he's going to read out the conversation for us. So thank you, Sid.
Between Gabbie and her patrons now. So Gabbie starts off saying, "Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a heads up about the lawsuit." And this member of the Discord is obviously shocked. Then she follows up with, "For those under 18, your parents will be contacted."
Already, she knows that the kids...
Says, "A person with a big ass following scaring kids? Really? It's not about scaring, guys. It's slander. I know this is fun and games for you, but it's my life. And now you've published it publicly." She's referring to the Google Doc that was posted in her Discord server. "This is an online chat, honey. We know the law, ma'am. It's not slander at all if I have proof. All we did was explain our experience on a private Discord that hasn't been posted publicly on any other platform."
Yeah, so it did only stay in the Discord.
"If you publish to the internet, it's publishing." Then another member says, "Also, like, you want people to think you're a good person, but then..."
Yeah,
she
says
that.
she's a good
Then Gabbie
person
says,
constantly.
"I'm not here to fight. I genuinely don't know where this is coming from or the issue. The bullying that has gone on towards myself and other patrons isn't right. We never said anything about other patrons. All we did was share our experience." And yeah, that's true. I've read the Google Doc and it's pretty much just like a review. Like a review that you could give any other business. Then this member says, "Gabbie, most of these people are kids. Kids who felt you didn't hold up your end of the bargain with the Discord and didn't listen to their ideas. We are not bullying. I've only heard information and shared what I heard and chose to cancel my subscription." Literally
That
a
must be somebody who's
YouTuber with
involved.
1 million plus followers scaring kids on Discord. It's not slander to share our
Not a good
personal
look.
experiences and pictures. If so, drama channels would be obsolete. True that. And Gabbie says, "At the end of the day, this is my server and I am the admin. If I don't implement every change people want, there's nothing wrong with that." I think she may have forgotten that she's actually not in her Discord server at the moment. "This right here is not your server. You're just coming in here threatening kids thinking they should believe the threats." Then Gabbie says, "It's not a threat. Don't twist my words. I'm coming in as an adult giving you guys a heads up. It is a threat. A lawsuit is a threat. Telling them you're gonna call their parents is a threat. You literally just told us you were suing us. That isn't a threat. I'm not suing anyone, lol. That would be outrageous. Do you have our addresses for this lawsuit?" And then Gabbie says this, which is so unbelievably ridiculous to me. She says, "I have your socials, which has IP addresses." Yes. First of all, Gabbie, they didn't ask you if you had their IP address. They asked if you had their house address. So don't act like you have any sort of power here because you think you can get their IP address.
I don't know why
Because
she
second
videos
of
herself
all,
typing.
I'm fairly certain it's very difficult to obtain somebody's IP address from
You've seen that video?
I was thinking that myself.
So she's
Why?
just really using this as some kind of way to intimidate these
She
kids.
literally must have a
And then she
phone
says,
there.
"I'm sorry you weren't happy
We were
with
watching the
the
thing this
experience.
Weird.
Anyone at any point was free to leave. But to bully and harass others, then create documents of screenshots from private chats, I just don't understand. You shared our private chats first, Gabbie." Then Gabbie says, "I never shared private chats of you guys. I shared the last one because you guys left stuff in my Discord and erased it. So for everyone who was confused, I showed them." She's referring to the Google Doc that was posted in her Discord and then later removed from the chat. And then this person says, "You shared our private chats in the mod chat." Then Gabbie excuses that kind of behavior, saying, "The mod chat is 10,000% a private chat that you need a role to enter." Okay, so you still leaked them. And then Gabbie says, "And now you're gaslighting me into thinking that this is my fault? No, we aren't. We just pointed out you did it first." Gabbie pressed, "No, I'm her. Like, genuinely her. You heard us first, Gabbie. We just wanted to keep other people from getting hurt. We didn't bully them. I shared the link and said, read it if you want." Then Gabbie says, "Okay, back to why I got here in the first place. I'm not suing anyone, obviously. That would be insane. But
She
I
did
do
start
have
by
my
saying
lawyers
that.
involved because my mental health can't take another hit right now." Then she says, "Do you guys want to give me a contact email that you can control, as opposed to like them reaching out to people to get to you? Because that's how it works if you don't have public info. Again, guys, this isn't a threat at all. I don't want to see anyone in trouble. She's acting all coy now, but remember how she first entered this group chat? She said, hey guys, just wanted to give you all a heads up about the lawsuit. And now she's acting like it's nothing. Then she says, at some point I need to start standing up for myself and protecting myself. And right now I feel very attacked and unsafe.
Jesus.
Then this person says, how about we agree to not talk to you or anyone about you anymore publicly and move on. Then Gabbie says, would you sign papers that hold you to that? Because I'm okay with that. Then this person says, I will, as long as it's no trouble. Then Gabbie says, it's not trouble, it's just paperwork saying you won't speak to me. And if anything gets leaked, it'll come back to the people who are in the said chats.
These are kids that she's talking
who's
about.
under
Is
18?
it?
Then a few people
Kids.
say that they are under 18, and then Gabbie says, okay, you guys will need a
You'll
parent.
need a parent.
Whoever your legal guardian is.
Could you imagine that
And then
as a
this
kid?
person in the chat
Fucking taking papers to your
I don't
parents,
think
like this
you
YouTuber's
get
threatening to
saying
sue me.
You
Yeah.
don't want to.
Because I talked about a
Get it.
Patreon
And that-
fucking site.
But this
Like,
would be
What?
You wouldn't even know what to say.
you wouldn't even do
You're
it.
asking for kids'
Look,
private
yeah.
emails over sending some screenshots.
Yeah.
This is too much.
Too
and then
much,
someone
man.
in this Discord group chat at the time actually posts a screenshot of what was taking place onto Twitter, and she says, this is why, this is the purpose, meaning this is the reason why lawyers are getting involved on her end, because she doesn't like people exposing her. Then she talks to the person who tweeted that, saying, can you please delete that? I'm not trying to start anything, I literally just want to be left alone. Then the person says, if you wanted to be left alone, you would have left us alone. But you joined in here and threatened minors and scaring them. It's so stupid. Then Gabbie
It's
said,
pretty wild.
all I wanted for 6 months is to please be left alone and for people to stop painting me as a monster.
She's been on a
says, I'm
rampage.
not threatening anyone. I'm saying what it is. Then she says, this is what lawyers are for. I really don't think so, Gabbie. Then this person says, you are threatening us and scaring us. Like, I'm genuinely scared and I don't get it. I'm not going to say anything about you or do anything involved with you anymore because this is the craziest thing that has happened to me all year and we are literally in a global pandemic. All the paper is saying is you can't spread info about me. Here's where I stand.
terrible.
I'm 10,000% happy with people signing a paper that literally just says you won't talk about me or share private convos. And I'm happy to either just send it to your personal emails or have them find contact info. Then this person says, find my damn contact info because this is dumb and I ain't doing this BS. Then Gabbie says, I'm also happy to sign one, meaning none of us can talk about each other, period. This is honestly so ridiculous. Loved getting to know y'all though. Never getting on this app again after this is over. Like, wow. I am so shocked. And then this person says, can we ban her already? So yeah, that is pretty much the extent of that Discord.
Right, so, as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, she has been on a little bit of a crazy spree recently. Substantial proof that she was basically threatening kids with lawsuits for slander and demanding parents or guardians sign a non-disclosure agreement known as NDAs to basically not talk about it publicly. I mean, I will leave you lot to decide how you feel about that, but to my knowledge, they haven't signed any papers, and these people were mostly higher tier patrons, so there was people that were paying quite a lot of money to her, and yeah, that is basically kind of up to speed on everything there. So yeah, that's what Gabbie Hanna has been getting up to. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the whole matter. Obviously, people are too stoked about what has been going on recently with her. But yeah, I will largely leave it up to you to decide. You are pretty much up to speed there though. Thank you for watching. If you sat through all of that, I really appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. But right, I'm gonna just end the recording.